Hello, good morning students. Now in this lecture we will see the overview of the subject energy engineering. The subject code is 17ME71, that is 2017 scheme, mechanical engineering, 7th semester, and this first subject. So please remember 17ME71 is the subject code for energy engineering. So this is based on CBCS, that is choice based credit system scheme, and the lectures will be 4 lectures per week and total around 50 lectures for the subject, and 10 hours per module. The CIE marks, that is internal marks, are 40 marks. The SEE, that is semester end examination, is 60 marks, and the exam hour is 3 hours. So what are the course objectives of this course? First is to understand energy scenario, energy sources and their utilization. Second is to learn about energy conversion methods and their analysis. Third, to study the principles of renewable energy conversion systems. And lastly, to understand the concepts of green energy and zero energy. So the first module is thermal energy conversion system, wherein we will review the energy scenario in India. So there are good statistics available by British Petroleum, BP, or IEA, International Energy Agency. So those even I think BP and IEA, they have got a app also. You can download that IEA app, and those statistics will tell you about the energy scenario. We will discuss that in brief. Then general philosophy and need of energy. Why there is a need for energy. The different types of fuels used for steam generation. This particular model is based on coal power plants, which consume almost which produce almost 70% of the energy, not only in India but globally also, as of 2020. Then equipment for burning coal in lump forms, that is stokers. So the coal which is available in the form of lumps, when it is burnt, the device which is used is called as stokers. You will be learning some new terminologies in this chapter basically. Then different types of stokers. You will see multi-retort stoker, single feed stoker, take a traveling grade stoker. So these kind of stokers are there. We will discuss that. Then oil burners. Some like diesel generating sets, DG sets and all, they use oil burners. So that we will study about oil burners also. Different types of burner, like tangential oil burners and all. Then we will see the advantages and disadvantages of using pulverized coal. Basically in large scale power plants, nowadays you have got power plants of late, they are all supercritical power plants, and somewhere around they generate, each plant will generate around 500 megawatts. Like Ballari we have got 2, in Karnataka 2 which generate 500 megawatt each. And now Kudalgi near Bijapur, one more has come, it is almost 650 megawatt each plant. Whereas the earlier plants were only 200, 210, 250 megawatt plants. So they use pulverized coal, that is coal is powdered in the fine powder and burnt, so that the surface area is increased and the combustion efficiency increases and the emissions are lowered. Then equipment for preparation and burning of pulverized coal. So pulverized coal, there will be something called ball mills. Like we have got flour mills to get that grains, jawar, wheat and all, we get it pulverized. So likewise, this to pulverize coal also, you have got mills. They are called as ball mills, roller mills, race mills and all. Okay, we'll look into those things also. And then there is unit system and bin system of burning this pulverized coal. So there are two systems for burning coal, that is unit system and bin system. Then pulverized fuel furnaces we will see, cyclone furnaces. Then coal handling as well as ash handling. Ash, see almost this power plants, 20 to 25% of the coal is ash. So that ash has to be handled. So there are huge plants for handling ash. Then generation of steam using forced circulation, high and supercritical pressures. So we'll see the generation of steam. Then comes chimneys. In the chimneys you have got natural draft chimneys, forced draft chimneys, induced draft chimney, and balanced drafts. And there will be some calculations and numericals where you will design the height of the chimney, okay, for the required draft. Then cooling towers and cooling ponds. This heat rejection in the power plant is ultimately given to the ambient air through the cooling towers or cooling ponds. So this we will see. Again here you have got different types of natural draft cooling tower, forced draft cooling towers. Okay. Then we will see some accessories for steam generators such as superheaters, de-superheaters, control of superheaters, economizers, etc., air preheaters and reheaters. So this is about module 1, mainly dealing with coal power plants. Then you have got module 2, that is diesel and hydro power plants. In diesel power plants, we will see the application of diesel power plants. Then we will also see the method of starting the diesel power plants. Then auxiliary system like cooling, lubrication system, filters, centrifuges and all. Centrifuge also for cleaning the lube oil. Then oil heaters, intake and exhaust system, air intake system and exhaust systems we will see. And lastly we will see the layout of the diesel power plant. Coming to the hydroelectric energy, in module 2, we will see the hydrographs, flow duration and mass curves. This water, whenever we design a dam and power plant, so we will find out the amount of rainfall, how much water is stored. So these curves like flow duration curves, mass duration curves and all, month wise these are calculated so that we can design a proper dam as well as a suitable hydraulic power plant. Then we will see the unit hydrograph and some numericals on this. There is some concept called storage and pondage. I think this also we will see what is storage and pondage, and also pumped storage plant. So pumped storage plant, I think this is a new concept for you. Like we store energy. So this pumped storage is when we have extra electricity, we will pump the water from the lower level to the higher level, so that the energy is available, and whenever we require the excess energy, we will allow the water to flow from the higher altitude to the lower altitude, so that we can produce electricity by using the hydel power plant. Then we will see low, medium and high head power plants. The different types of power plants are there. Like for low head, say up to 50 meters of water head, then 50 to 100 meters we can call it medium head water power plant, and then beyond 100 is high head. So like high head we have used Pelton wheels, so medium head we use Francis turbines, and for low head we use Kaplan turbine, because we get the best efficiency for these turbines for these kinds of heads. Then we will see penstock. Penstock is a pipe, huge pipe which carries the water from the dam to the power plant. Then what is water hammer, okay, and surge tanks, gates and valves, and we will also see the general layout of hydel power plant. In the third module, we will see the solar system. In the solar system, we will see solar radiation, what is the amount of sunlight radiation coming to the earth. Then estimation of solar radiation on horizontal and inclined surfaces. Okay, measurement of solar radiation. So there are some instruments which are used to measure the solar radiation. Solar radiation also you got like a diffuse radiation, okay, a direct radiation and total radiation. Then we will see solar thermal systems like water heating systems. Then we will see the some introduction to basic thermodynamics and heat transfer. And we will also see flat plate collector. Flat plate collector is same your water heaters. The new generation, you have evacuated tube collectors, that is glass tubes you have seen, black painted there. Then solar air collectors, solar concentrators are there, okay, to increase the temperature beyond 100 degrees. We will see solar distillation, solar cooker, solar refrigeration and solar AC. So these are all new terminologies. They are not even so commercially available, but they are technologies in the making, so that over a period of time, maybe another decade or so, they will come into market. Then thermal energy storage we will see. And in solar systems we will also see, this was thermal side, we will see the photovoltaic side. So solar photovoltaic systems we will see. Then solar cell fundamentals we will have a look. Then characteristics and classification of this. And solar cell, so what is solar cell, what is a module, what is a panel and what is an array, this we will see. And then a combination of photovoltaic and thermal systems. So this is model 2. Model 3, sorry. Then we have got module 4, that is wind and tidal energy. So in the wind and tidal energy, we will see the properties of wind, availability of wind energy in India. Then what is the wind velocity and power which can be generated from the wind. Then major problems which are associated with wind power. Then wind machines, like horizontal axis machines, vertical axis machines. Then types of wind machines and their characteristics. Horizontal and vertical axis windmills. Coefficient of performance of wind rotor. At some numerical examples we will see. Similarly, for tidal power, we will see tides and the waves as energy suppliers and their machines and their mechanics. Fundamental characteristics of tidal power. We have some small plants, but they are also not very popular. Then harnessing tidal energy, and what are the limitations for harnessing the tidal energy. And the last module, 5th module, is on biomass, fuel cell, nuclear, ocean as well as geothermal energy. So we will study about biomass energy, that is what is photosynthesis process, then what is biofuels, biomass resources. I am very happy to say that in our college we have got that biodiesel plant, and we have got a biodiesel research center also, information and demonstration center in the Uttar Kannada. So I think many of you students who are interested, they can take up projects in these biofuels. Okay. So I am very sure some 2-3 batches definitely they can take projects, and these biofuel projects are also supported by some monetary support is given by Karnataka State Council for Science and Technology. So you can apply in the month of December, they will call for application, so you can apply for that. Biomass energy conversion technologies, then urban waste to energy conversion, and biomass gasification. I think gasification is a new word for you. We will see the biomass gasification also. As simple as our stomach only. Stomach also is like a gasifier. We eat food and we also release gas. So similarly, that gas is like methane gas, okay, which CH4. So it is like a fuel. Then we will look at green energy. Then introduction to fuel cells. I think we will see 1 or 2 types of fuel cell: proton exchange membrane fuel cell and solid oxide fuel cells. Then we will see the operating principle and classification of fuel cells. Then fuel cell thermodynamics we will also look. Then nuclear, ocean and magneto-hydrodynamics, MHD we will see. Then thermoelectric and geothermal energy applications, origin and their types. These are also not very popular, but these are technologies available. Some places you have got geothermal energy also. We will look into these working principles, and finally zero energy concept. Now we all know that energy is producing pollution, and the pollution is harmful. So we have a lot of issues, basically respiration issues and other issues. So we have to now go for net zero. There is a concept net zero buildings and all. Means the buildings are energy independent. They generate their own electricity by using solar photovoltaic panels on the rooftop, as well as they generate hot water by using this solar flat plate collector or evacuated tube collectors. So this is the 5 modules of energy engineering. I think we will deal by these topics one by one. Okay. Thank you.